Today, Canada's Minister of Emergency Preparedness says there's a chance Canada's record wildfires will continue to burn. Officials are taking action and are working toward training 1,000 new firefighters. One firefighter who just returned from Quebec was Maine Forest Ranger Ben Goodwin. Goodwin spent 19 days working as a division supervisor on the fires and managed several hand crews north of Bay Como. He was joined by crews from Newfoundland, New York, and New Jersey, among other states. Goodwin tells us 120 firefighters from Korea have been called in to help too, because the country is so taxed for resources.
We've seen it in the news where the smoke is coming down into New York and here, and they just, we looked at a map of Canada before we left, and there's just fires all over the place, and they just don't have the resources themselves to fight it. So having these compacts and these agreements with the other states and other countries is tremendous to help each other out.
Maine has seen a record amount of rain this year, but Goodwin says it's possible our state could see wildfires of this magnitude. He encourages folks to clean around their homes and camps to make them fire safe. And if you're burning, be sure to obtain a burn permit. As for Canada, the latest wildland fire forecast has determined that the risk of wildfire activity throughout the country will remain high for the next 2 months. Officials say 648 wildfires are currently burning throughout the country, and 339 of those fires are considered to be out of control.